Hi, my name is Christian Dietz. Me and my family belongs the brand Equine 74. It's a special supplement for horses, especially for horses with gastric problems. And today we have our first video podcast. We normally do podcasts, classical audio podcasts, but today we have done or will do our first video podcast. We will hope you will enjoy it. And if you have any comments, just give us an email, tanya@equine74.com. Then, hello. Today I'm happy to do our first video podcast with Estelle van Herwijnen.
Yes.
I hope I said it right.
Yes,
right?
It's fine.
We are in the Netherlands today, not far away from Amsterdam. Actually, it's only 50 kilometers.
Something like it.
It's close. It's a lovely place. It's a nice dressage and show jumping place where we are. And today we want to talk to you about our Equine 74 for sure, but also about you. So, hello.
Hi. Well,
nice to see you.
Yes.
And maybe you introduce yourself to our audio and video podcast listeners and viewers.
Yes, I will. My name is Estelle van Herwijnen. I'm 24 years old now. I've competed international small tour young riders and national under 25 Grand Prix now. Mm-hmm. And I'm currently working on the step to compete international under 25. And the goal is to also compete senior Grand Prix this year.
Oh.
So wow.
So when will the first show will be?
Under 25 is the main goal now. So the focus will be on this for the coming 3 or 4 months. And then at the end of the season, I want to compete senior Grand Prix. So.
We will cross the fingers.
Yes, thank you.
When I left home today, my daughter Philippa said to me, when you talk to Estelle, can you ask her if she remembers when she had the first, not Grand Prix, with her pony or the first horse, the first success. Can you remember?
Yes, for sure. I was 14 when I got my first pony. And I think the first success was winning my first test ever. Yeah. Before he went in extended canter over the whole field because it was outside competition on the grass. And he went completely crazy and I was so scared that I was actually crying before I had to go to my test. And I think the first success was winning this test.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the name of the pony?
Nerando. I actually just sold it a few months ago. Oh. So I kept it for a while because I couldn't say goodbye to him. But sometimes you have to.
You told me before when we met that you're running your family business in future probably, and you're doing the horses beside.
Yes.
And you have now 3 horses at least? 4 horses.
Yes, 4.
Tell us a bit about the horses.
Yes, I have my 14-year-old Oldenburger Surabaya. It's my under 25 horse. And I bought him when he was 9, I think. Yes, and we managed to get to big tour level in 2 years. So I have to say it's a big success for me at least. And I was so happy with him that I decided to go to the breeder, and that's where I found my 7-year-old horse.
Oh, I saw him before.
Yes, the black one. And actually, I'm so happy also with him that I decided to go back again. And I bought last year a 2-year-old mare. It's also out of the same line, and the stallion foal. So,
okay.
Let's see what it brings.
I personally do, and a lot of riders I talk to, and it doesn't matter if it's a professional or amateur rider, they talk a lot about daily routine, that horses need a bit of a routine. So how about in your stable? Now we are here in the place where you have your 2 horses staying. You'll always be here every day riding. Do you have a special routine in your daily?
Well, before I had more routine, or at least more, because I was doing more. Before I was fully in horse business, so I would start up at 7 and finish at 10 in the evening, so I would do everything on my own. Now I'm at this location because the management at the stable here is, yes, for me exceptional, because I started feeding at 7, they get hay, they get other food at 8 o'clock, then again hay, then again normal food, and the same in the evening. And here it's super important that they get enough hay.
Yeah.
And in most stables, it's like, yes, okay, they get it twice a day. But I think it's really important for the horses to have it the whole day. So that's why I came here. And they go out in the walker or in the paddock in the morning. And in the afternoon, I will ride them or lunch them.
Yeah.
The training can be different. I ride around 4 or 5 days a week. And I lunch once a week, and as you see, you can ride into the forest.
Yeah.
So when the weather gets better, I always go once a week into the forest to just clear their minds and keep them happy.
When we talk about horses, and I saw them before in the box, they are very relaxed horses. So, what kind of horse you prefer?
Well, they're super relaxed in the stable, but with riding, they can be a bit spicy.
Yeah.
And that's what I prefer. I like the horses that really like to work.
Yeah.
I don't like the lazy horses that you really have to push forward. I really like the horses that are clever and learn easily and just want to work with you.
What was between the pony and the 9-year-old one?
There were a lot of horses in training because I didn't have the possibility then to buy a horse. So I got horses from clients and people around me that saw, or at least thought, that I was talented, so they gave me the horses to ride. So I competed Dutch Z level, I don't know, international would be the level below small tour. I think with 12 or 15 horses in the time. And then I got the possibility to ride a horse for a client, which I rode up to small tour. And after this, I started riding at Plänen stables. And that's where I bought Surabaya.
Ah, okay.
So
That's the story behind it.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. When we talk about training, did you learn it by yourself? Your father, your mother, the family?
Well, my sister started riding when she was 7, but she's 10 years older than I am. So when she was around 25, 24, I started riding, so I was 13 or 14. Well, my dad always told us, please just go to school, finish your school, go to university, and
don't start in the horse business.
no. And the more he told me, please don't do it, the more I thought, okay, I want this. So well, he likes the fact that we're doing good, but he would have preferred us to just go to university.
But he's proud.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Back to yourself, what are you most proud of in relation to your horses? This hasn't to be a show success, could be something else where you say, oh, this was a moment I was really proud of my horse, or on yourself too?
Oh, that's a hard question. Because of course you're proud when you win an international or you compete international. It makes you proud, but I think I'm the most proud of the fact that my horses are happy every day and they always want to go, and
yeah.
That really makes me proud and happy.
I had a podcast with a Danish show jumper, a young show jumper. He's also 25, I think, like you, Konstantin. And he said for him it was really, not a bit scary, but he says, oh, it was really when I went the first time to the European Championship and you were riding and Markus Ening is crossing the line, and he said it was really like, oh, he was really a bit not stressed, but so have you been in this situation too, that you're riding on the warm-up and you think, wow, look at this, who's there?
Yes, I think I always have this a little bit. Now it's getting less because you know what you can do. But before, when I started competing like Dutch subtop, and you're riding and there's all big names and all people on the side, and I was like, what am I doing here? I need to go home. I don't belong here. So yes, I've had this feeling, and especially when you first go international and there's all people who competed Europeans for multiple times, and you're there and you're like, yes, okay, I can ride, but I'll finish last. Okay. And then it's nice to see that you don't.
Are you still nervous when you go to a show? Even if it's a small show or a bigger tour, are you nervous in the moment you start riding or in the warm-up?
Yes, maybe a little before, but it's not really nervous, but I'm always happy to go. Okay. So I'm like tensed in a good way. I want to perform, so maybe a little nervous, but not like it's taking the overhand.
And the horses, do they feel it?
Surabaya is always very nervous.
Yeah.
Yes. When the moment I get him out of his stable and I start preparing the plates,
He knows exactly.
Yes, he knows. You can see it in his eyes, and he's getting tense and walking around. And when I go more often, it's getting better.
Yeah.
First, in the beginning of the season, it's always a bit harder in the beginning.
Let's talk about especially him. I can't remember how we met or how we. I think you just sent me an email or a message
Yes.
that you are interested in our product. And you heard about Equine 74. Who was telling you? You reading about it?
Yes, I read a lot about it, and I cannot remember who told me. But there was a person, and she was struggling with the same problems as I was.
Tell us a bit about problems. This is interesting too.
Well, Surabaya is super sensitive, so all small changes can make him nervous. So that's why he often got ulcers, and didn't matter how much hay I fed him, or just the change of routine would just make him get problems. And from the moment I started feeding Equine 74, it just changed. It was really a big difference.
And before you had this, did you ever make a diagnostic? So you scoped the horse?
Yes, yeah. And always the same story. So after a while I even stopped scoping because I already knew the symptoms and the way he was behaving, or not eating anymore, or looking way less happy.
Did you have also problems with girting with him, or what?
Yes, he would sweep his tail, and I would see that he left the food in his bucket, and all strange symptoms. And when I would get up to go riding, he would just put his belly up, and sometimes even go running.
So what is the stressy moment for him?
Can be anything. A new horse in the stable, irregular things.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, could be also going on a competition.
Yeah.
All sorts of changes from his normal habits could cause it.
Yeah. Stress is a point. I did it, or I will always talk in a podcast. People don't know, some people don't know it. Horses are in a flight modus normally when they get stressed, because let's say outside there's the wolf coming, and then they start running away. So they have in a flight. They don't fight. Stallions sometimes fight, but this is a flight modus. So and then to come into a flight modus, we have two hormones in the horses who are working. Then the one is the cortisol. And cortisol is giving all the energy to the muscles, to the eyes, the ears, so they can really run away. And in the same way, when the cortisol hormone is going up, the level is going up, there's a second hormone in the horse's body. It's called prostaglandin A. And this is for the mucosa, it's for the recovering and for the mucosa itself. And this is going down, and this is the problem then, because then the upper part of the stomach is not secure anymore, and then if the acid is pressed up, then when this happens more and more and more, then the ulceration starts. So this is why it's so important to see why is my horse get stressed, or what did I maybe wrong, and what can I change the next time. And the competition, was he then not concentrated when you're riding him in these situations, or?
Well, you would feel just because he didn't want to put his belly up, that he in the hind legs were slower, the front was going down, and the mouth started to get open because he just didn't want to come from the back to the front. So it was really hard to ride him, and in my changes he would get all strange reactions. Instead of a normal change, he would do anything strange stuff, and I couldn't be off anymore, not at all. So
then you treated him with medicine. You got probably
yes. Then you go to the vet and you get a cure again, and then but sometimes even 6 times a year, and I think this is way too much for a horse. I mean, you want to keep your horse healthy, but you also want to compete. So there should be something that can help you keep your horse healthy and happy while you can compete.
So, and did you also try out the Calm Relax or Equine 70? Yeah?
Yes, I tried it because both can be pretty nervous from the moment I get them out of the stable and start plating. So I gave it before I started, and then you see them relax, and a really different horse.
Yeah.
Then I go on put them on transport, we go to the competition, and then I give them again. And really, I would have first time I was like, is this my own horse? So, okay, get on, you know, wake up. So, of course they will, but it was like, where's my horse? I even got a bit insecure about it, like, are you so relaxed now? How is it possible?
Yeah, but it's not a tranquilizer, not that.
No, not at all. No, they stay awake. They're sharp enough. So.
Yeah, but they just calm down.
Yes.
That's why we call it calm relax.
Yes.
This is very interesting. What I never done before, and I will do it the first time. And I asked Estelle before if I can do it, if I can ask her some either/or questions. And I didn't told her what I will ask her, but so now we have it real live. Clip my horse or cinema?
Clip my horse.
Okay.
For sure.
A podcast or a book?
A book. I'm not so sure, so it's a bit. You don't get me nervous for a test, but for this I can be nervous.
Okay.
Yes.
A tricky one. Show jumping training or bicycle riding?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a hard one. Well, I like to do different stuff, so then I would go for show jumping.
Okay.
I don't know if I succeed, but at least I will try.
And outdoor or indoor?
Outdoor for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aachen or the Olympics?
Oh, this is a tricky one. Well, Aachen for sure is on my bucket list, so I think I will go for that. Yes. Okay. Because maybe I can make it one day. Olympics is a bit, I don't know, I don't think I will ever make this, but Aachen, maybe.
And this is not either or, it's just like when I talk to professional riders, we do have a lot of dressage and show jumpers using our products, our supplements. So when they say there's a big, they made it, you already told about the difference that your horse is more relaxed. But if you would describe the way Equine 74 gastric as well as the Equine 74 calm relax changes something in the horses, or how would you describe the product to somebody else who doesn't know it, has maybe the same symptoms in the horses? So how do you describe what the product is doing?
Well, for sure, for me it was a game changer. But the thing you see the most is that the horses are way more comfortable, they eat way better, they can have a bit of stress without getting symptoms and getting, let's say, sick. So yes, I would really recommend it to provide yourself, how to say it, to just give yourself a bit more help to make sure they don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.